Hey guys, this is Third Generation Conjure coming back to you with another video. So just give you a little background. If you don't know who we are a spiritual company. We specialize in spiritual supplies, powders, oils, baths. We do have a Etsy shop. I'm going to post the link down below. I have been doing readings for all of these zodiac signs. So with this video, we are going to do the Scorpios, okay? So I just want to give a background on 2020 as I've previously done on all of my other videos. So with 2020, this is a year of devotion. It's a year for laying the groundworks for, what you want to accomplish this year and what you want to accomplish in the future. So this is a year to, start up anything that you want to grow, okay? And also, it's a year of mass awakening. So a lot of people within the zodiac signs and throughout the world are having a lot of mass spiritual awakenings. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little background on the decks that I'm going to be reading from. This is the Rider-Waite deck, and it's a deck that's used by many tarot readers, and I'm also using the Well-Worn Path. So I like this deck because it gives you more of an insight as far as spiritual aspects and components of what's going on. So if you guys give me a second, I'll go ahead and draw some cards and we'll get into the video. All right, guys, I'm giving my ancestors and we'll be right back and we'll interpret these cards. All right, Scorpio, so we're going to get into your reading. All right, so the first aspect that we're going to discuss is the present. And here we have the Six of Cups. And we also have the Law of Three. All right, so what the Six of Cups represents is nostalgia. It represents rekindling love, thinking of old flames. It also represents celebration and emotional renewals. Again, it also represents inheritance and also dealings with children. So right now in this current phase, you may be going through an issue where you may be thinking about an ex as far as love is concerned, or you may have an ex entering your life, or, you may be rekindling a relationship, with an ex-lover, or also with, someone with a close relationship. It could also be a child as well, okay? And then we have the Law of Three. Okay, so the Law of Three reminds us that the actions and words create energy. Okay, so, whatever you're doing right now, whatever kind of energy you're putting out, that's going to be reflective of your life throughout this year. It also advises you to pay attention to your personal affairs. So that may be concerning a relationship. It may be concerning a child. Just be cognizant of that. That's what's currently going on right now in the present moment for Scorpios, okay? All right, so then the next aspect that we're going to look at are your challenges. So your challenges throughout this entire year. And we have the Knight of Wands and we have the Key. Okay, so what the Knight of Wands represents, it represents someone not wanting to settle down. So, you may have some issues with you not wanting to settle down or your partner not wanting to settle down this year. It also deals with generosity and also your energy. So, your energy and the energy that you're putting out, if it's negative, it may be a challenge for you this year. It also deals with relocation and could signify a new job. So there may be some problems with moving. There may be some problems and challenges that you have with a new job and adjusting to it. Okay. So then we have the Key. Okay. So the Key is all about, using the tools that are available to you to progress in your life. It's also about things that are hidden truths or knowledge. So, you may have some challenges with some people holding, things from you, keeping things from you, something hidden. It may be some things that you have done that is coming to the light. So those are some of the challenges that are going on this particular year, okay? All right, so the next aspect that we're going to look at is your underlying root. So your underlying root of everything that's going on and, you know, the theme of this year. Okay, so you have the Knight of Cups and you also have the Pentacle. Okay, so what the Knight of Cups represents, it represents relationships. It can represent dancing. It can represent partying. It can also represent narcissistic behavior. Okay, so, you know, some of your underlying roots may have to do, you know, with relationships. It could be, you know, that you're partying too much, or it may be, you know, someone that you may meet while you're at a social gathering. All right, and it also represents with the Pentacle. This is all about stability and foundation. So that's going to be an underlying root of what's going on this year and something that you're striving, you know, for. So, and that's stability and foundation. All right, this is also represented by strength and protection and reminds us that our energy is manifesting. So, you know, you're going to determine how your year goes. The energy that you put out is going to be what you manifest. So if it's negative, then that's what you're going to manifest. If it's positive, then you'll manifest positive. So you are the creator of your own destiny as always. Okay, so then the next aspect that we're going to look at is how you appear. So how you appear throughout this year, you know, what you're doing, how you appear to others, you know, just how you appear generally. And these are, you know, generally as a sign of Scorpio. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles and we also have fire. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles, Pentacles are all about money. Okay, so and then you see this guy on this card, he's holding, you know, the pentacle in his hand and he's holding it tight. So you know, right now you're trying to hold on to some money, you know, or some money that's coming in. You know, it's a tight hold on money. It also represents holding on to things. It could be holding on to a relationship or unwilling to let go of a relationship. Okay, and then we have the fire. All right, so, you know, with fire, this reminds us that action is required to bring about change. Once again, as I stated with the pentacle, your energy is manifesting, you know, so whatever you're putting out, you know, that's what you're manifesting this year. And also I want to go back to the Four of Pentacles. Not only is it about, you know, having a tight hold on a relationship or, you know, something monetary, it can also symbolize someone who's a hoarder or someone who's a pack rat. You know, that may be how you appear to others, and that may be, you know, something that you do. It also represents someone who's inflexible with new ideas or new ways of doing things. So, you know, someone that's set in their own ways. Okay, so if you have people trying to help you, you may not be accepting that help, and, you know, you may just be stuck in your own ways. So just pay attention and be cognizant of that. All right, so next we have your influence and aspects. So what's influencing your year? You know, what's your primary focus this year and what's influencing it? So we have the King of Swords and we also have the Cauldron. Okay, so with the King of Swords, this represents cooperation, ambition, drive. It also represents someone who is commanding or has aggressive behavior and fears intimate contact. Okay, so with this, the cauldron is all about manifestation. As I previously stated, your energy is going to determine how your year goes. This reminds us that thoughts become things. This is the brewing and bubbling of something, you know, on the brink of manifestation. Okay, so that's going to be, you know, an influencing aspect. Your energy and your thoughts and your actions are going to influence your year, as well as with this King of Swords. You know, it can represent also ambition. So, you know, if you're ambitious and you, you know, put your mind to your goals, you can be successful. But, you know, as I stated, and even with any previous readings I've done, it's all about energy and what you put out, because that is what determines, you know, what goes on in your life. Excuse me. All right, so then next we have your aspirations and concerns. So what you aspire for this year and what you're concerned about. And it can go either way. So we have the Page of Pentacles and we also have the Wand. Okay, so with the Page of Pentacles, this represents education. It also represents, you know, attending school. It could represent the beginning of a solid foundation. So this may be something that you aspire for. It may be something that you're concerned about. It also represents children. So, you know, you may have some concerns with, you know, your child's education. All right, and then we have the Wand. And The one is about communication, and communication on all levels. It's also about new opportunities. So, you may desire to have open lines of communication with a significant other, but it's all about communication. And this card also represents increased income. So that may be something that you're concerned about, maybe something, that you're aspiring for this year. Okay, so then next we have your probable course. So, the course that most within the zodiac will probably take. All right, and for this we have the Page of Wands, and we also have hand fasting. All right, so the page of Wands, what this card represents is it represents mostly career matters. So it represents career change. It represents, a job interview, represents good news. It could also represent a relationship, a new relationship, or, a relationship with someone where there's good sex, okay? All right, so with the hand fasting, this is all about close relationships, partnerships, binding relationships. This is a big card for marriage, love and marriage. So that may be, some aspect that most within the sign will focus on. Some of them, some within the sign may get married. You may meet someone new whom you marry, okay? All right, so then we have the alternative course. So, another course that you may take within this year. And this is, more so, it's about relationships as well, but it's also about monetary. We have the Ten of Pentacles and we have the Initiation card. Okay, so with the Ten of Pentacles, what this represents is money. It's a card of happiness. It's also a card of starting a family. It's also a card of marriage. So a lot of people within the sign may get married this year or engaged. It's also a sign of someone who works in the government. Okay, it's also about financial security. It can also represent a large sum of money, specifically from, an income tax, insurance settlement, inheritance. It can also be winnings. Okay, so then we have initiation. All right, so with initiation, this is all about challenges that lead to opportunity. It's also a card of honoring your ancestors. So that may be a path that you want to take this year, for your year to maybe go a little bit smoother, send up an ancestor altar and so forth. All right. So then we have your outcome. So your outcome of what's going on this year. And we have as above, so below, and we have temperance. Okay, so with the as above, so below, what this card represents is mirroring. So as I previously said, your energy is a big part of what's going on this year. So with the mirroring, your life is a reflection of your actions and your words and your deeds. It also advises you to look at your life clearly. So you may have a lot of people within the sign that is reevaluating themselves, doing some self-evaluation, reevaluating their lives. Okay, and then we have temperance. And temperance is a card of healing. Okay, so this is healing old wounds. It may be some reconciliation, forgiveness. It's also spiritual healing. So a lot of those within the zodiac sign may be on a spiritual journey, or spiritually healing. It also involves getting in touch with your feelings and can also represent too. So you may need to be careful. It could represent someone using alcohol in excess. It could represent an alcoholic. So, if there's something a path that you're on or you're taking right now, you're partying, be cognizant of that and watch out. Okay, because it does represent an alcoholic, but it can also represent finding peace and harmony. Okay, but once again, this card is a card of mirroring. So your energy is going to be a reflection of what goes on in your year. Okay, so then we have what can change your outcome. Okay, and then here we have the Hearth and we have the Hermit. Okay, so with the Hermit is all about solitude. Okay, so what could change your outcome as far as, any kind of relationships is excessive solitude. So that can maybe push some people away. Our solitude can be good for you. You can be in spiritual solitude as well. So basically your outcome was, how the energy that you're putting out is how your year is going to go. All right. So basically, in a nutshell, so the way that you can change that, if you have negative energy, the way that you will change that is not self-evaluating, because this is also a card of self-evaluation. And the Hearth is a home and family card. It's a card of inner peace and tells you to look at your relationships and how you take care of yourself as well. So yeah, so guys, you know, basically the year overall, you know, just pay attention to your energy. You know, a lot of people within the sign, I see that, you know, there's a lot of prospects for love or meeting someone that you you may marry, as seen with this handfasting card. But, you know, you may change that with being in excessive solitude. So, you know, just be cognizant, pay attention, learn to have balance, because this is a card of balance as well. So learn to balance the two, you know, without being excessive in any kind of behavior. But that is it, guys. So I hope you liked the video. If it resonated with you, if you can give me a like. Also, I ask people to check their moon sign and, you know, their sun sign correspond as well, you know, if something doesn't resonate, because you could be a cross between, you know, maybe two signs as well. Your sun sign is normally your zodiac sign, you know, Aries, so forth. The sign that you're born under, so your moon sign, you may want to check that as well. But also, if you guys, you can follow us on Instagram at Third Generation Conjure. I have left the link for our Etsy. Thank you. Bye-bye.